I got cut off from the last video. I'm looking through my cigar box. I found some really cool Pokemon cards. If you haven't seen the first part, go check it out. I'll find a way to get I'll set up a playlist and put it in the description. We were just looking at Zubat. I was talking about how I'm not sure if these cards are bootlegs or not, but it's got really good holo and really nice card stock. I was going through the Pokemon description, episode, and who's that Pokemon on these cards. So, number 41, Zubat. Zubats are bat-like creatures that usually form in colonies in perpetually dark places and do not like to be bothered. They also use ultrasonic waves to identify and approach targets of attack. In Clefairy and the Moonstone, while searching for a shortcut to Cerulean City through the dark and eerie cave of Mount Moon, our band of heroes rescue a researcher named Seymour who is being attacked by a vast number of Zubat. First appearance, Episode 6, Clefairy and the Moonstone. Trying to get these together. What are you two doing here? I'll save those until later. Here we have Venonat. It's a bug. Do we do Who's That Pokemon? The Who's That Pokemon on Zubat was Vulpix, I'm sorry. Venonat is a furball-shaped fanged Pokemon. It lives in the shadows of tall trees and loves to eat other insects, and is attracted by bright lights at night. In the Ninja Poké Showdown, Ash and the gang are attacked by a female ninja and her trained Venonat. The battle rages until her brother, the Master Ninja, arrives on the scene to finish the battle. First appearance, Episode 32, the Ninja Poké Showdown. Who's that Pokemon? It's Weedle, who I don't have. I have 2 Meowth cards, so I'm just going to put one back. Meowth. Normal type. Meowth is the wisecracking third member of the terrible trio that is Team Rocket. Team Rocket's Meowth is the only Pokemon that can actually speak full English sentences. This cat-like Pokemon adores circular objects like balls of yarn. It tends to wander the streets on a nightly basis to look for drop loose change. First appearance, Episode 2, Pokemon Emergency. Who's that Pokemon? It's Ninetales. My nose is itchy. Mankey and Primeape. Another full evolution that I have. Mankey is a pig-monkey fighting type Pokemon that is extremely quick to anger. It can be docile one moment and thrashing away the next. In Primeape Goes Bananas, Ash and company encounter a wild Mankey and accidentally upset it, causing it to enter uncontrollable fits. When Team Rocket arrives on the scene, they upset the creature even further, and Mankey wages all-out war on everyone. And who's that Pokemon? It's Venonat. Primeape. Beware when Mankey evolves into this ferocious Primeape, as its uncontrollable temper gets even worse. This evolved Mankey is always furious and extremely dangerous. It will not abandon chasing its quarry until it is caught. When Mankey evolves into the even more temperamental Primeape, Ash, Misty, Brock, and even Team Rocket have no way of slowing down its fury. Who's that Pokemon? It's Weepinbell. As you saw with Zubat, some of these are holographic. This is just, I like this. I like the holo cards. Machop. The Pokedex database reports that Machop is very agile and can dodge even special attacks by seasoned Pokemon trainers. Machop is also one of the more intelligent Pokemon and loves to build its muscles and enhance its sleek physique. It trains in all styles of hand-to-hand combat and martial arts to become even stronger. And Ash had not yet encountered a Machop in the anime. Who's that Pokemon? It's Nidorino. non-holographic Machamp. Machamp is the final evolutionary stage of Machop. The Pokedex has very little to say about this final evolved Machop. This is the only data available for this superpowered Pokemon. Using its heavy and super Poke-powered muscles, this Pokemon can throw punches from its quartet of forceful fists that can send the victim over the horizon. And Ash has not yet encountered Machamp. Who's that Pokemon? Venusaur! I have 2 Bellsprout cards. Bellsprout is also the other Pokemon that I have the full evolutionary trio. I have another Weepinbell. I have the full evolutionary trio in this, so that's cool. Bellsprout. The official Pokedex database regarding this Pokemon contains the following. Appearances can be deceiving from this innocent-looking but carnivorous Pokemon that traps and eats bugs. Bellsprout uses its rooted feet to soak up needed moisture from the soil. In Bulbasaur and the Hidden Village, Ash and company find a Bellsprout resting in the safe confines of the village where it can heal and grow. Now who's that Pokemon? It's Pidgeotto, which we saw in the previous part. Weepinbell. This evolved Bellsprout spits out poison powder to immobilize the enemy and then can finish it off with a spray of acid. In a brief yet satisfying battle in the School of Hard Knocks, Weepinbell is washed over literally by Misty's more experienced Starmie, despite Weepinbell's usual advantage over most water Pokemon. First appearance episode 10, School of Hard Knocks. Now who's that Pokemon? It's Venomoth. ATV. Victreebel. This Pokemon is the final evolved state of Bellsprout. Victreebels are said to live in monstrous colonies deep in the heart of certain jungles, although no one has ever turned from there to prove it. Wow, it grew into a fabulous Victreebel. It's so big and strong and healthy looking. Friendly, too, says Team Rocket's James about his recently evolved Weepinbell, right before it tries to swallow him. First appearance, episode 57, The Breeding Center Secret. And who's that Pokemon? It's Clefairy, which we've also seen. Tentacool. This is my favorite Pokemon. This is mainly because I use it in a bunch of playthroughs, and I love it. It's a water type. The jellyfish-like Tentacool usually drift in shallow seas. Fishermen who hook them by accident are often punished by their stinging acid. In Tentacool and Tentacruel, a developer hires Pokemon trainers to get rid of Tentacool that are living in a coral reef so he can build a hotel on the same site. This attracts the attention of the always scheming Team Rocket, who try to scam the developer and get rid of the Tentacool. And who's that Pokemon? It's Squirtle. Squirtle. Holographic Golem. Sorry, I'm itchy. Golem is the final evolutionary stage of Geodude. Golems, so says the Pokedex, tend to be much larger than Geodudes and Gravelers. They are slow to anger, but are fierce fighters when roused. This Pokemon's boulder-like body is extremely hard. It can easily withstand dynamite blasts without damage, and Ash has not yet encountered Golem. Who's that Pokemon? It's Charizard, which we saw in part 1. It was the first Pokemon that I had. Slowbro. Slowbro is the second and final evolutionary stage for Slowpoke. The shelter that is latched onto Slowpoke's tail is said to feed on the Slowpoke's leftover scraps of food. In Island of the Giant Pokemon, the band of lost Pokemon encounter a lonely Slowpoke sitting on top of a rock looking out over an ocean. After Pikachu asks it for help and directions, Slowpoke sticks his tail in the water and evolves into Slowbro. First appearance, episode 17, Island of the Giant Pokemon. And who's that Pokemon? Answer on card 96, Drowsy. I don't know why I'm doing the Pokemon voices. I just think they're fun. I have 3 Magnetons. Huh. If only it were 3 Magnemites and a Magneton, that would be super duper cool. This is the second and final of stage for Magnemite. Formed by several Magnemites linked together, they frequently appear when sunspots flare up. In Sparks Fly for Magnemite, Pikachu's overly active electric cold attracts some new friends and even more enemies. When packs of Magnemite and Magneton flock to absorb Pikachu's excess voltage, they learn to regret it as Pikachu lets loose with a Thundershock sneeze. Episode 30, first appearance, Sparks Fly for Magnemite. And who's that Pokemon? On card 110, looks like Weezing. Grimer. Appearing in filthy areas, Grimer thrives by sucking up polluted sludge that is pumped out of factories. In Pokemon Sensation, our heroes arrive in Celadon City Gym, where wonderful perfumes are manufactured using Pokemon spores and nectars. The gym leader, Erica, tells a story of her childhood. A gloom protected her from attacking foul-smelling Grimer, which led her to be a grass Pokemon. Who's that Pokemon? That is an explosion. I'm pretty sure that's Voltorb in that explosion. Some of the Pokemon are really hard to get. Holographic Shelter. Shelter's hard shell repels any kind of attack, and Shelter is only vulnerable when its shell is open. In Evolution Solution, Professor Oak enlists the aid of fellow Pokeologist Professor Westwood, who programmed the Pokedex to figure out the mystery of why, after Shelter clamps down onto its Slowpoke's tail, it becomes a Slowbro. Do you know why Shelter clamps down onto Slowpoke's tail? And that can be answered using Slowpoke's, Slowbros. That's kind of interesting. First appearance, Pokemon Episode 70, The Evolution Solution. And who's that Pokemon? It's Grimer. We just saw Grimer. Huh, neat. That's neat. Haunter. Haunter is the second evolutionary stage for Ghastly. Because of its ability to slip through walls, it is rumored to be from another dimension. In Tower of Terror, Ash and Pikachu battle their way through the wacky shenanigans of three ghosts at the Lavender Town Tower, so Ash can require a ghost Pokemon to deal with and defeat Sabrina. When Ash realizes all Haunter wants is to have a little fun, they leave together as friends. And who's that Pokemon? Cubone. Next up, Holographic Drowsy. Drowsy puts enemies to sleep, then eats their dreams. Occasionally, it does get sick from eating bad dreams. In Hypno's Nap Time, our heroes come to a town where all of the Pokemon are sick and tired, and many of the town's children are missing. A sleepwave tracking device is constructed by Officer Jenny and leads the group to a fancy high-rise apartment, where they find the cause of these problems, a Drowsy and a Hypno. And who's that Pokemon? Electrode? I don't know. Yeah, some of the cards are hard to figure out. Hypno. Was that one of the cards? Maybe I should be looking at the numbers. Hypno. The second stage of evolution for Drowsy. When Hypno locks eyes with an enemy, it uses a mix of psychic moves and confusion attacks to overpower its prey. In Hypno's Nap Time, Ash and the gang discover Sleepless Pokemon Club using a Hypno to help their club members fall asleep. Little did they know that Hypno's psychic powers were causing the town's children to run away and act like Pokemon. And who's that Pokemon? It's Marowak. We are nearing the end. Krabby. Krabby's pincers are powerful weapons, which also help it balance when walking sideways. In Island of the Giant Pokemon, Ash and friends are washed ashore on a seemingly deserted island and realize that almost all of Ash's Pokemon are missing. One of Ash's remaining Pokemon is the loyal Krabby captured earlier. Krabby is eventually transported to Dr. Oak's laboratory because Pokemon trainers are only allowed to carry 6 Pokeballs at a time. First appearance, Episode 17, Island of the Giant Pokemon. And who's that Pokemon? Lickitung. Execute. Execute is often mistaken for half a dozen eggs. When disturbed, they quickly gather and attack in swarms. In March of the Executor Squad, our heroic trio find themselves at a dull carnival magic show featuring Melvin the Magician and his Execute. When Melvin is fired, Ash, Brock, and Misty pitch in to create a Pokemon magic show with the help of Pikachu, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and Charmander. And who's that Pokemon? Shelter! Hitmonchan. Hitmonchan can fire punches in lightning-fast volleys that are impossible to see with the human eye. In the Punchy Pokemon, on the outskirts of Fuchsia City, Ash sees a Hitmonchan running down the road. He and Pikachu attempt to capture the boxing Pokemon, but fail. The Pokemon's trainer, Anthony, arrives soon after and relates to our heroes his desire to enter the Pokemon Grand Prix. And who's that Pokemon? Haunter. I didn't do the voice for that one, so. And my final card, a holographic Tangela. The entire body of this Pokemon is covered with wide vines similar to seaweed that shake as it walks. No one has seen what a real Tangela looks like under the vines. In Pokemon Sensation, Ash sneaks into the Celadon City gym after being refused entry. Ash and Bulbasaur battle Erica, the gym leader, and her vine-like Tangela. Eventually, Tangela's Stun Spore attack knocks Bulbasaur out for the count. And who's that Pokemon? It's Rapidash. So those are the rare Pokemon cards that I haven't seen people talk about online. Another one that's more explainable are these episode cards, where they just explain like a summary of the episode that occurs in a screenshot. I think that the other codes that I showed was pretty cool, but I might as well try and show you guys this one as well, just in case people know about this one more than the others. As Ash and our heroes make a brief stop in the darkened woods, they happen upon Joe, a student from Pokemon Tech being bullied by some other students. The school is a snobby institute where you graduate instead of earning all your badges through battle. As soon as Ash battles Giselle, a top student, and her Cubone, after a difficult battle, the valiant Pikachu wins, and Giselle learns that while school provides knowledge, life can also be a powerful teacher. So yeah, they just give little, summaries. I really like the TV though, because it's got the little power, channel, volume. It really reminds me of an old TV. You can also see the bottom part right here.